Today, we're going to talk about immigration and all the recent crackdowns on immigrants, deportation, everything Trump is doing, and how it affects construction jobs. I'm an immigrant myself. Just a couple of years ago, I brought my brother here, and I want to start with that because the way I got my brother, the way I got in the country myself, we went through the process. I moved my parents here on a family reunited visa. Two of my sisters were able to come in on invitation. We're talking about 5-year process. But my brother was running out of time. When war in Ukraine started, I had to get him out of the country or he would be drafted to this stupid war, and I could not afford that to happen. So I chose asylum way. We got my brother out of the country through Turkey, through Azerbaijan, got him to Mexico. We applied online in one of those programs for asylum, waited a couple of weeks on the border, and I surrendered my brother to the officer at the border. They booked him, got fingerprints, vaccinated him, I believe, and I took him on another side, in San Diego side of Tijuana border, and brought him to Minnesota. Still to this day, he's working on his paperwork. So this issue hits close to home. I love a lot of things what Trump is doing, but immigration is a tough for my entire family. When you have, brothers and sisters and family trying to get in, I can actually feel the pain of a lot of families who cannot be united. And I've been that guy. It took me 10 years to get my parents in here, and I know it's going to be much harder for my brother now to get his paperwork. But still, I'm a journalist in the roofing industry. I have to say it how it is. We have to look at the numbers. Numbers never lie. And today, I want to have this discussion, not only what the problem is, but what the solution is. So if you think you know what we should do as a country, as an industry, what Trump should do, comment below, because everyone says, well, we have to fix the system. And when someone starts fixing the system, there's always someone who hates how we fix the system. First we say there's corruption and there's a fraud everywhere, and then Elon Musk and Trump goes and start fixing issues, and now people are mad how we fix issues. The same goes for immigration. So let's talk about numbers. Let's talk and see what's happening, what's the reality looks like, and how we're gonna get out of this mess. Trump is laying down the law with the new immigration rules and deportations. How will all of this impact the roofing industry? If you like these videos, please support us with a like down below. And if you have story ideas, send it to Sydney@roofinginsights.com. Now, let's discuss immigration problems. It's not a secret. Roofing is full of immigrants, and I'm not just talking about me and guys like me. Around half the roofers in the United States are foreign-born. 32% are undocumented or illegal. Those numbers are crazy high compared to the general population. Like it or not, we are in the middle of immigration debate. Since taking office, President Trump has been cracking down in a big way. He set a quota for 1,200 ICE arrests per day. Programs for refugees and asylum seekers have been shut down. He wants to build bigger detention facilities and find people who are here illegally. The most controversial order could end birthright citizenship. That means kids born in the United States to undocumented parents would not be citizens. For now, that rule is blocked. All of this is happening on top of labor shortage and construction. In a recent poll, 56% of contractors says labor issues are the biggest threat to their business in 2025. With everything happening, I wanted to talk to someone who could see it from both sides, my friend Nate Schweppe. But before we get to the interview, I want to give a shout out to Estimate Experts for sponsoring this video. If you're tired of claims paperwork slowing you down, let the experts handle it for you. Their team knows exactly what insurance companies need. They make sure your claim is rock solid with every document in place. If you need an adjustment, it's no problem. Their supplementing service covers any unexpected or missed expenses. I love Estimate Experts because they have a simple, affordable pricing structure. You can use their service and stay competitive. Get started today at estimateexperts.com. Nate owns Yeti Roofing in South Dakota. They're not having problems finding crews, but there have been a lot of rumors going around, and they have people worried.
Supposedly there were some immigration raids in the evening at a local department store, and they texted me the next morning. The main crew leader did, and just said, the guys are kind of freaked out. They don't know if there's going to be raids at job sites, and he knows a lot of people in the area, and he said there were some guys that were not wanting to show up to work.
Nate can see both sides of this issue. He supports some of the deportations. At the same time, he has compassion for people who have come to work.
I definitely support getting rid of anybody that is a criminal, that's done anything violent, rape, obviously murder, robberies, anything like that. I think absolutely they need to be gone without question immediately. I think that our past administration and the country as a whole, just because of the administration, kind of rolled out the red carpet for a lot of people to come here. And, they came across the border, and, they were given debit cards with money on them and cell phones and room and board and, a bus ticket to anywhere in the country, and then just given a piece of paper and said, hey, you got a court date in 3 years. You need to come back and we'll talk about this. So I think that's kind of sending mixed signals to people. On one hand, one administration is rolling out the red carpet for them, and then an election cycle happens, and then all of a sudden they're bad, horrible people because they came here looking for a better life. So I think, like I said, anybody that commits a crime absolutely needs to go. But I think if you're here, if you're working hard, if you're trying to provide a better life for your family, if you're staying under the radar and staying out of trouble, then I think we need to have a different conversation. Now we need to discuss, where do we go from here? We can't just blanket round up everybody and send them back, in my opinion.
Some people argue that roofers should just hire American crews, but Nate says it's not that simple.
I think it's definitely, as an industry, going to affect us because such a huge amount of the labor force is, immigrants or Hispanics. And people on the outside might say, well, you just want them because you can pay them less. But, any crew that I've talked to, they make good money. The crew leaders, are driving nice trucks and have multiple trailers, and, they're working hard. So it's not a matter of being able to pay less. It's just, there's no white people that want to get on a roof. I mean, I grew up doing it since I was about 9 years old, and I was on the roof a lot, and people would literally like laugh and joke and be like, "Oh, there's white guys on a roof," and they take pictures of us. Like that's how rare it is. So it's not a matter of, hey, I can take advantage of these people and pay them less. It's just there's literally nobody else that wants to do that. I mean, I think the trades are coming around a little bit as far as young people wanting to go into it. But, we're working for like an HVAC company or an electrical company or a plumber, and, driving a nice truck and working 8 to 5 and wearing a clean uniform. Those are not the same as getting on a roof, at 6 a.m. when it's 110 degrees and working for 14 hours. That's a totally different job than being a plumber or an electrician. So I think even though the trades are getting a little bit more popular, I think the roofing aspect of it is going to kind of lag behind, just because it's so physically demanding, and it's dirty and it's hot, and it's not easy work by any stretch of the imagination.
I want to finish this video with this. What do you think about this issue? Are you concerned about immigration policies affecting your business? Why or why not? On a personal note, I want to answer to those who think that immigrants take their jobs. As an immigrant myself, I've never felt that. I know my mom cleans homes and she does an amazing job, makes good money, but not many people want to clean homes for other people. It's a very unique job, very unique niche. The same goes for roofing, the same goes for constructions. Usually we take jobs that no one wants, or we just, better than most people doing them. It's a competition. The United States market is very, very competitive. I always felt like this is my new sport. Before starting my business, I've been in flooring business, I've painting homes, I've hang installation, I work in a cabinet shop. Mostly I work with the immigrants from Brazil, from Eastern Europe, from Latin America, from Mexico, from everywhere. I never felt that we were competing or we're taking jobs from Americans. They just simply did not show interest in those jobs. And in all my years in roofing, I've met very, very few old American crew. It does happen. You can find few American crews in states like Wisconsin, Michigan, and they're hardworking people, but they're a dying breed. There's just not enough American crews who wants these kind of jobs. Jobs are there, people are hiring, and they don't discriminate. If you want a roof, they'll give you the jobs. I've met quite a few people who were very good, installation installers, hangers, flooring guys, but you have to be good. You have to be in demand yourself. And usually those people don't want to do those kind of jobs. Comment below if immigrants do take those jobs from Americans, and sending them home will actually solve those kind of problems. I don't think so, but I also feel bad for the people who are being deported right now, who came here on asylum, for example. So that would be very hard. If my brother would get deported, that would be very hard. I mean, where would he go? I mean, he's here with his family, with his parents, with his brother. In his country, he's probably going to be sent to war that he's against. He's going to be either thrown into jail or in a trench dying for the country, which he doesn't even believe in a war in the first place. So his options are very, very limited. Just to give you one perspective of what immigrant story might look like. Not everyone is criminal. Not everyone is a bad person. Some people just trying to get a second chance. Some people are fleeing the regime or the country and come here for the second chance or to live American dream. I'm for sure living American dream, and I appreciate what not only this industry but this country gave me, and I want to give it back and pay it forward. So comment below where you at on this issue. I know it's a very controversial topic, and we're trying to avoid those not only in the channel but in general. But if we're not going to talk about it, it's not going to get solved. Comment away, and I'll see you guys in the next video.